from Detroit, Michigan, USA. In My House, hosted by T. Carlita, where the true stories are told and great music is played. This is T. Carlita for the In My House Techno Music Show, bringing you another out the house experience. Super excited, very excited about today's show. I am here with an icon, a legend, and he has passed the torch. The torch has been received by his sons. He and I go way back. He has been supporting me from day one since I decided to do this show. I think he was like one of the first 4 guests on the show when I first started in 2014, along with his brother Dwayne. So I'm so excited to be hanging out with the Echols family. Welcome to In My House.
It's a pleasure.
First, I want to thank you for always caring and doing what you do and holding the 313 down as strong as you have.
I appreciate it. Music has always been in me since the beginning days, 1987 in the beginning, when I bought my first drum machine, the Kawai R100, and that's how it began.
Wow. So when we were in the studio a few years back, you know my show, 10 years ago, you were on my show.
Mm-hmm.
And your brother, where we were talking about, different things. And now I'm excited to be here with your son. So with your help, introduce me to who we have here today.
My oldest son, he goes by DJ Emanuell Echols, but he's named after me, Santonio Emanuel Echols.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Glad
to meet you. I'm happy to meet you. Glad to be here.
Awesome. I'm happy to hear your stories too. And who else is here?
My youngest son, Manuel Echols, we call him Manny.
Hey, Manny.
How you doing?
Oh, that's the bass right there, huh? All right, guys. So you grew up in the house around all this music. When was it that you guys said, okay, now you can scoot over that. Come on, boys. Let's pass the torch. Pass the torch. Pass the torch. Come on, Junior and little one over here. All right, listen. So y'all grew up in this house with all this music. When was the moment when you said, I think I want to do what Dad does?
Wow, that's a great question. I don't think there was any specific moment, but multiple moments stringed together to create like just the atmosphere of creativity. Like we always used to hear our dad listening to music, playing music, making music. Like he would be in the basement for hours. And I would just hear him and I would admire that creativity. And I think that just manifested through myself and also Manny too, just naturally. So I actually didn't start in house music or I didn't start in dance music, but I started in classical music. And so I played saxophone and I started playing saxophone in 6th grade. And I
look at Dad over there in the corner. He's orchestrating the tape right now. Look at him. He's still producing. Go ahead.
I took that education all the way to college. So I went to...
But when he was in the 6th grade, he learned how to play that saxophone. How many months? 6 months? He was just as good as the students who've been playing for 2 years. That's what your teacher told me. So,
shout out to
perfect gift.
So naturally born all the way through, huh?
Thank you. That sounds very nice.
So just make it accepted. You got it. All right, Manny, tell us about when did you decide, you're the baby running around and it's like, man, my dad is down there doing. Here.
What's that one more thing?
Come on, Dad. Proud daddy moment.
He was supposed to be in the music business. This guy right here was supposed to play baseball. But it tables turned when he got 17. Now you can take
it from there, son.
Like my brother said, I didn't start off making house music or electronic music or anything like that. I started making hip hop beats like 8th grade from hearing them downstairs while I was playing the game, just beats banging through the floor all night.
Wow, that's funny. So, do you dance? Anybody dance? Jit dance? Detroit got jit. Anybody got some moves? No. Okay. All right. Well, hey, you gotta have some.
Just dance for fun.
Just for fun. Yeah. Okay. So you grew up in this house. You're doing this music. What are some of the things, or who inspired you outside of your dad to say, I think I can do this for real?
Wow. So many different musicians. So I grew up listening to a lot of jazz too. So like Charlie Parker, Cannonball Adderley, John Coltrane, because I'm a saxophone player. But then transitioning Now, in the later years, when I'm getting into dance music, the greats, so all of the Detroit greats, Kevin Saunders and my dad, Eddie Fowlkes, Juan Atkins, just looking at those people and then branching out further to the house, and I'm listening to Frankie Knuckles, and I'm making sure that I study up on the greats, because I listen to a lot of people nowadays who DJ that are my age, and you could tell like they haven't really done their research, or they haven't researched the history of the culture. So even I listen to I listen to a lot of DJ sets too. So I listen to Honey Dijon all the time. Just people who I know who are really good that have been doing this for a very long time. Louis Vega, Master That Work, all of those people.
That's good. What about you?
What had me start my production was hearing 808 Mafia. I don't know if you've heard them before, but Southside, I heard him make beats and it made me want to pull up FL Studio.
Okay, nice. So you're doing this. You guys are producing. Dad has got it. Look, Dad
Now-
producing forever. Come on, Pops.
Now, when I found out he was doing music, I said, how are you making music? He said, I got the cracked version of FL Studios. I said, well, you're not able to export your music, O'Donnell. He said, nope. I said, let me hear what you got. And it was okay. Actually, it was good. But I told him it was okay. And I said, here, I'm going to send you a link. This is how you download, because I have FL Studio. And ever since then, he's been making music. But every time we say, Dad, listen to this, I said, it's all right.
That's what I was going to ask y'all. So because your dad, do y'all really know who your dad is? Like most kids that grow up with legendary icon, you know him as dad around the house. But do you really, 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 really know who your dad is? And that's like, not big shoes, but you guys got to be on top of your game. Do you feel like some pressure because of who your dad is?
I realized really when around the time of the documentary, which was the Guys That Give Them Drum Machines documentary, and I realized the weight and just all of the things that encompass the genre, and then from there, I started to get into dance music, and when I was moving into it, I would see people start following me, and they had followed my dad, and I was like, oh, he already has a following, a big cult following from years ago when he was doing Rock to the Beat, Bounce Your Body to the Box, all of these hit songs, Truth and Self-Evidence. So it just came full circle for me. And we said, oh, this is something that has been in our family for a very long time.
Ooh, now you being the young one of the bunch, do you feel a little extra pressure because your dad is here, Junior is here, and you taller, but what kind of pressure do you feel?
I feel like as I got older, I was just starting to realize how big his name was. Once I really went to that on the movement stage and had me up there with him taking pictures of him. Behind him, I realized how big it was.
When you saw all those people, it's like, man. And y'all know the world definitely comes to Detroit during the festival, right? The entire world, to see people like him and others like him.
In My House Radio, online 24/7. Featuring only the best techno and house music. And be sure to tune in for Sunday Inspiration, every Sunday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get connected, www.inmyhouse65.com.
Hi, I'm Eric Sabri, your Wayne County Treasurer. Are you living in the home of a deceased family member and you're facing property tax foreclosure, or maybe you know someone who's in the same situation? The probate process may be helpful to you. If you file a probate petition and notify our office, the foreclosure proceedings will be halted during the probate process. We have several nonprofit partners who have free attorneys who can assist you. Contact our office, 313-224-5990, or email us at taxinfo@waynecounty.com. Don't lose your family property. Some of these properties have been in the family for 4 or 5 generations. Contact us now. We're here to help.
So now that you know your dad is this iconic figure, when you get ready to make your music, when you get ready to lay your tracks, when you get ready to do your DJ set, how many times do you think before you present it to your dad?
I think a lot about it. He hears all my music before it comes out. So
that's not what I was asking.
Okay.
Before you even feel comfortable showing it to your daddy.
Well, I've already spent hours on it at that point. So it's just at that point, I'm like, okay, well, I usually go to him for advice because I make dance music. So exclusively now is where I want to, because I kind of started out, I went from the jazz to R&B, like inspired by hip hop and all of these things. But for me, dance music is everything now. So why not go to the source of it and where it comes from when I'm struggling with like arranging or trying to find like, where does this fit in with mixing a record? Because you could spend hours mixing a record and you feel like something is missing from here. And he always knows like, oh, you should change this up and make it like this so it sounds better, or gives me advice on how to adjust my level so something isn't coming through on the track the way it should be. So I really admire that, and I really I take that advice and implement it into my music.
So what about you?
When I was mainly making hip hop or rap beats, I was barely sending them anything unless it was a full song. But now it's like every time I feel like something don't sound somewhere, not the way it should sound, I just send it to him.
Right.
And ask him for his advice.
But he's been using FL Studio from the age of what?
I was like 13.
He has mastered it. I called him one day and said, how'd you twist it?
That's awesome. Now, when your daddy can come to you, you're a new ride, right? So I always like to ask producers and DJs and the like, if you could say something to the world that's watching and younger generation who may want to do what you're doing. Everybody doesn't have the iconic dad to go to. What would you say to them who are out there trying to figure out what they want to do or don't even know?
Great question. I would say to follow, one, look up the history of the genre you're trying to be a part of and really listen to those people who came before you, because those are the people who create the roadmaps for us today. And they are experts and geniuses in their genre. So the more you listen and the more you get it into your spirit and your soul, and then once you go from there, you just follow your heart, like where music will take you. And don't be afraid to get on the scene and introduce yourself to people and go out. I started doing that more myself recently, just going to introduce myself to people who look like me, who are making dance music, because there's kind of a resurgence right now for dance music in like the young Black community. So I really appreciate that. But I would say for those people who didn't grow up in it, just try to put yourself in those spaces as much as possible to where you want to be.
That's awesome. What about from him?
I would say just do what feels right. Because when I make house music or anything like that, it feels right inside of me compared to what I was doing before with all the hip hop or rap. It's a different feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Fellas, I'm new in town, and I've been here a couple times. I absolutely love your place, man. But I've got to ask you, if you can, I've heard that you're going to be shutting this place down.
I'm not proud of it, brother, but we're behind our property taxes, and the county is all over us, man. I'm even afraid to even give them a call.
Well, we can't let it go, brother. I mean, we can't give up. There's got to be a GoFundMe campaign that we can run, even past the plate. Is there a forgiveness program or something that's out there?
Well, unfortunately, that's only for the big guys.
No, actually, Wayne County has payment plans for everyone.
Are you for real?
Yes, it's a well-designed program. We want to help you save your business.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm Wayne County Treasurer Eric Sabri. If you have delinquent taxes on your home or business, contact our office, 313-224-5990, or visit our website, treasurer.waynecounty.com. We're here to help.
Got it.
In My House Radio, online 24/7. Only the best techno and house music. And be sure to tune in for Sunday Inspiration, every Sunday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get connected, www.inmyhouse65.com.
You are in my house, hosted by T. Carlito, where the true stories are told and great music is played.
Now, your dad came from, back in the day, analog. They had dads, they had tapes, they had all this hardware analog, right? And then eventually the digital and all this new stuff came in, and they kind of like broke ground on all this digital technologies, right? They broke ground here. So now we're in this modern age where AI, sync button, push computer, push of this, push of that. What are your thoughts about where music, like you guys have the baton? So what do you want to speak to the futures who's thinking this technology is like they're making AI tracks now? So what are your thoughts on that?
It's so funny you asking that, because I was just talking to my dad about this in the car on the way here, actually, because actually my background, I have a bachelor's degree in technology and entrepreneurship. So I'm very in tune with what's happening in the technology space. I love technology. I appreciate it. And I'm seeing all of the AI technology that comes up, and I want to be a part of that movement as much as possible. So I'm actually working on creating something myself that's oriented in AI and being an AI companion to you. But I think it's a great tool. I think if you aren't using technology to help you make your music, then you may be missing out on some elements where you could be helping yourself. Like there are a lot of tools out there now that people are using where they don't have a background in music, or they don't know a lot about music at all. So the AI is like helping them to produce a beat. And so if you're making people move and you're creating community and you're creating a space for your creativity, that's what I care about most, is helping people get their creativity out into the world.
Right. That makes sense. What about you, man?
I feel like whatever helps you make the dopest track, you should just do it. Because I don't have a lot of music theory background like him. I don't have all that. So I just try to make music that's feel good for everybody.
And it's a good thing because, like I said, your dad comes from back in the day, they used to push wires into stuff. I'm not dating your dad, but anyway, but I think that the technology is here for us, like you said, use it to your advantage, and also will bring greater producers later on, and hopefully they'll get it right, and it's just good. I'm glad you're doing that. You'll keep me up on that.
I will.
Definitely. So I have this transparent moment. That's your dad. Come over here a little bit closer, Antonio. So, Santonio, I always do that. Anyway, I would like for you both, in front of the world,
okay,
if you could say something to your dad from heart to heart, what would that be right now in this moment, unscripted? Look at him.
I feel like the world hasn't received the full you yet, and it's coming because all of the work that we put in this year, and I appreciate you pushing us, the passion behind it. And I'm just ready for everyone to receive what I know that you have inside of you, and that you push others to have too, which is that creativity and passion for music.
I just want to say thank you for supporting me. Like, no matter what it is, like music and sports, all throughout life, you never shut me down with anything. No. You always support me and pushing me. So,
from father to sons.
These are my guys right here. I'm so proud of them. Deeply. Deeply.
And I'm auntie for life, okay? Just know that. I'm auntie for life. Me and your dad go way back, okay? You just don't know. We go way back. I'm auntie. Just know that, okay? All right. Call me. I got you. All right. So, without further ado, I appreciate both of you and more love forever. And whatever you guys are doing, just let me know. I'm there. I support you 3,000+%. Keep it moving. I'm so proud of everything that you all do. I hear everything that you do. I watch what you do. I don't say a whole lot. I kind of like morph in the background, but I'm paying attention and I'm watching you all grow. And I'm standing very proud that you all are the next generation that's representing us. And I appreciate you so much. And whatever I can do to help you get there, holla at your auntie. I got you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So any final words to the fans, the viewers, anything else you want to say before we cut this out? Let y'all, apparently y'all got work to do.
Just thank everyone for continuing to support this culture of music. This is Black music. This is for Black people, for us, by us. And I would just say to continue to embrace it. And I just love everything about this. So thank you so much. And thank you for interviewing us and coming here and spending your time and taking your time to take time out.
I couldn't wait. I was so ready.
Yeah. I just want to say thank you and everybody who watched this, quick on this, and my pops are good. That's all we get to say.
So now we got record label, we got music, we got stuff, we got things going on. How can people find you? Where can they reach you? What's your Insta? Shout them out.
Yeah, so my Instagram is Emanuell Echols. And then you can find me on Facebook, same name, Emanuell Echols. I am on Spotify, Apple Music, TrackSource, Beatport, wherever you get your music at Emanuell Echols. And so I would love for y'all to come listen. We just put out a record, me and my dad. All of us actually put out a record at the beginning of the year, Bad For Me. And then we put out B2B Experience, which was me and my dad. And then there's another record with them two coming out. And then we have another group record, all of us, again, coming out. That's, I forgot what it's called.
It's called
Work. Yes.
Work. We got remixes by Stacy Kidd, Mike Clark, and Marcus, and we have our own versions. It's called Work. Vocals by Makita Rose.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Thank you.
All right, guys, I'm going to let you guys
social
get back to work. Before we do that, holler out your Instas and how they can find you too.
My Instagram is Mannywya. Is Manny where you at? It's the same thing on TikTok and really any social media. You can find Mannywya.
All right, y'all heard it here. I'm so excited. This is what we do. This is what we live for. This is totally, truly the spirit of 313 at its finest. So this is T. Carlita for the In My House Techno Music Show, where the true stories are told and great music is always played. Thank you guys again. I appreciate you. I love you so, so much. All right, man. Auntie got your back.
No.
Thank you.
are In My House, hosted by T. Carlita, where the true stories are told and great music is played.